Japji Sahib, when Guru Nanak speaks about the universe, he speaks about that there are universe upon universes upon universes, that there is an infinite realm of universes, and therefore we can speak about multiverse, that there are many universes within the universe and so on. And what happens in our human experience is that the frame within which we capture reality is a frame within which the five senses play the major role. The five senses perceive, the five senses connect to different realms that within the five senses can be grasped. Now, there are realms that are beyond the grasp of the five senses, and that is the, let's say, more sophisticated realm of the sixth sense. And in this respect, the definition of a sixth sense, very simply put by the old yogis, is the mind. The mind is a sensory organ, is the sixth sense that works in capturing information that is provided by the senses, but it goes beyond those five senses. Which realm is the most complicated for a human being? Well, we could say the realm of the spirit, because if we are not connected to the realm of the spirit, then we lose the sense of identity, we lose the sense of purpose, we lose the sense of motivation and meaning in life. So the spiritual realm is the most important to acknowledge, discover, embrace, live by. But then there's, within the realm of the spirit, different layers. And we know the higher layers of the spirit are the higher astrals, meaning that that's where we're the closest to the unmanifested one, God, creator, whatever you want to call. And so the higher astrals are the ones that we tune into when we do yoga. But then there's also a lower astral. The lower astral is very much close to the manifested realm in us of consciousness. And so in the spiritual realm, the lower astral corresponds to the lower frequency ideas, consciousness, and even beings and entities. When we go into an old house and we think, oh, there's a spirit here, there's a ghost here, and we feel like a chill and it's cold, and there are many places of that type in every country. We think and we say, well, this place, it's containing more of the lower astral. They're not like beautiful entities here or divine angels. They're more like some kind of lower entity, lower frequency being or energy, so consciousness. Why is this important? And why I'm talking about this is because we human beings are vulnerable to this dimension, the spiritual, and we are vulnerable to the higher as well as to the lower astrals. It could happen that a human being, when weak, when depressed, when in a bad state of mind, could be connecting with lower astrals, with energetic frequencies of a lower vibration. And then there's a lot of thoughts that might therefore be triggered in that person. More fear, more depression, more suicidal thoughts, more self-sabotaging ideas. And in this respect, yogis warn us that we need to be careful with the lower astrals. Yogis warn us to be strong in our mind, to maintain a certain baseline of consciousness and frequency. If we're very ultimately sensitive, we're very sensory and sensitive creatures. We can connect to the reality that five senses show us, but we can also connect to the reality that is beyond the five senses. And the mind can perceive that. If it's the lower frequency, the lower astral, then our mind will not be very sharp. We will not feel very motivated. We won't be very positive about future. We won't be very hopeful about what can be done in life. But when the mind is rather synchronize or tune with the higher astral, then we have thoughts of altruism, compassion, service, elevation, kindness, love, and we think of humanity in good terms. So it's important that as a human being who meditates, you take care of the frequency of your mind. The stronger you become, the higher frequencies that you can tap into. This is even in the Bible. There's a part where Jesus also warns his disciples. He says, we are not really fighting with ministers and politicians and higher priests. I'm paraphrasing, it's not literally the way he says it. But he says then, what we are actually fighting, what we are confronting is the lower energy forces.